Have you ever found out that a child wasn't yours? I spent 12 years raising my daughter Sarah only to discover my wife's darkest secret during a routine doctor's visit. Sarah needed surgery for her appendix, and as we filled out medical forms, the nurse asked about family history. That's when my wife suddenly grabbed the papers and said she'd complete them herself. Something about her reaction felt off. While my wife was getting coffee, I glanced at the forms. Under father's medical history, she had crossed out everything I told the nurse about my family's health issues. Instead, she wrote unknown. My heart stopped. I kept quiet until Sarah's surgery was over. That night, I confronted my wife. She broke down immediately, confessing that Sarah wasn't my biological daughter. She had a brief affair with her coworker 12 years ago, right before our wedding. The worst part? Her coworker knew. He'd been coming to all of Sarah's birthday parties, playing the role of Uncle Mike. He'd watch me hug her, teach her to ride a bike, and help with homework, all while knowing she was his daughter. Every Christmas gift he gave her, every time he offered to babysit, it wasn't just kindness. He'd been secretly spending time with his daughter while I remained clueless. There were even photos of them together on his desk at work. I remembered how he always volunteered to chaperone her school trips, showed up at her soccer games, and insisted on being at every holiday gathering. He wasn't being friendly. He was stealing moments with his child while I paid the bills. The betrayal went deeper. My wife admitted that half our family friends knew the truth. They'd watch me brag about Sarah's achievements, calling her my little girl, while exchanging knowing looks behind my back. I'd been the town fool for 12 years. Sarah's medical condition got worse after surgery. She needed blood, but my blood type didn't match. That's when Mike conveniently showed up at the hospital, offering to donate. The nurses praised him as a wonderful family friend, while I stood there feeling like a stranger. Looking back, I saw all the signs. Sarah had his curly hair, his dimples, his talent for music. Everyone had commented on how she looked nothing like me, and I'd proudly say she took after my wife's side of the family. What a joke. I found a box in our attic filled with secret letters between them. Mike had been writing to my wife for years, asking about Sarah's first steps, first words, school grades. He'd even been secretly saving money for her college fund. The final straw came when I discovered Sarah's baby book. Next to her hospital footprints was a note in my wife's handwriting, just like your real daddy's. She'd been documenting their connection from day one, while I changed diapers and worked overtime to provide for them. I divorced my wife, but the hardest part was telling Sarah. She was old enough to understand, and her world shattered. She refused to speak to her mother or Mike. She said they'd stolen 12 years of honest relationship with her real father.